Please stand. It's Faith Jerusalem. Before we begin, I would advise everyone to please put your phone on silence or vibration. No, on silence actually. Have some respect for the Most High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Abanu Yahweh, Bahashem, Amashiach, Yahawashai, Labasham, Makathora, Todah, Haman. Our Father, in the name of Amashiach Yahawashai, thank you for the sweet incense you give to us. Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu Echad. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu Echad. Shema, Shema, Israel, Israel, Adonai Eloheinu Echad. Shema,
Shema
Israel, Israel, Adonai Eloheinu Echad. Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this wonderful day, this gracious day that you has bestowed upon your children, where you said in your word, from every Shabbat we should come before you to give you praise, glory, and honor you deserve. As we come here this morning, Father, we ask you to please bless each and every one in this room, and for those who couldn't make it, to please bless them and allow them to come next Shabbat to come and praise before you, praise thy name, O Most High. We ask you, Father, as I'm about to bring out your word, please speak through me. Let your spirit guide me so that your people may be edified. Let nothing I would say here proceed out of my mouth based on my own interpretation or my own opinion, but let it be according to thy will, that you will give me the understanding to bring it forth to a people. We ask you, Father, to please forgive us for our sin. Forgive us for all our iniquities, for all the things that we have done wrong unto you. But now it is high time that we awake out of sleep to recognize our transgressions, to recognize our mistake, to recognize our offenses that we have done against your Most High, so that we may repent and come to realize that we have done mischievous things before you. Is now to repent and come straight and come and repent from our wrongful ways and to come and serve you Most High as we're supposed to. We ask you to please bless the day for our children. Help us to have a wonderful Shabbat. Bless us all. Bless Israel. Praise thy name. Bahashem Mashiach Yahushai. To what at the Amen.
Amen.
Shall may be seated. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem.
Alecha shalom.
Okay, now I'm hearing. All right. I'm happy to see all of you. And I thank the Most High for allowing you to make it. And I'm hoping that before you leave here today that you leave with something.
Con.
And the Most High used me to bring forth His word so that you may be edified. So the title of our lesson today is Commitment to the Most High. Commitment to the Most High. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you're committed to the Most High? Be honest with me. Do you think you're 100% committed to the Most High?
Why not?
Why not? Why do you think that you're not 100% committed to the Most High? Mm-hmm. So you're saying that because of our surroundings, on the things, circumstances, on the things that we faces on a daily basis, that's what causes us not to be 100% committed to the Most High. Okay.
How can you fix that?
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Man, listen. The lesson haven't started. You I would have said something. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You know I got plenty to say.
Go ahead.
Okay, for example, you know how Esau usually say, ask not what what your country can do for you, is what you can do for your country. So when it comes to the work of the Most High, have we, all of us, individually step up to say, this is what I can do for the work of the Most High? For example, do we feel like we take enough initiatives on our own to say, let me see what's missing, let me see what's needed, and let me do, what I feel like it needs. Flyers, right? How many of us actually step up and say, hey brother, can you give me 20 flyers? Hey brother, can you give me 50 flyers and I'll pass them on my own? Because I'm sure it's not a hard thing to do. I went to Swap Shop and I printed a bunch of flyers for my business. People, hey, here, I'll give you a flyer. So how many of us are willing to step up and say, hey, give me 20 flyers and let me pass them around? Because if you do 20, I do 20, she does 20, you do 20, the work will be done. So at the end of the day, I'm just giving that as one example, not so much of anything to make anybody feel bad, but an example of are we on our own stepping up? How many verses have you read this week? How many verses have you memorized? While you were so busy, for example, at work, even me, I was very busy dealing with all kind of madness, right? But how much time do we commit to this work? That I think this is something the minister will touch on. But you had something, sister? No? Thought you raised your hand.
All right, guys, please share the video. Please share the video because we want everyone to see this message, because it's very crucial that we understand what is commitment to the Most High. Okay, because the world has their own viewpoint on how commitment is, what is commitment means, but we're gonna see what commitment to the Most High is. When you committed to something, what does that mean? Now, give me anyone knows the definition of commitment? Go ahead. Dedication. Okay. On a good track. Anybody else? So another word, obligation. Exclusive time. Okay. That's good. I like that one. Actually, both of them. Sister, do you know what obligation means? I mean, commitment means. Okay. Okay. It's the sacrifice you make towards something that you truly want. That's your definition. Hey, my sister, my lovely sister in the back. Do you know what commitment means? When you what?
Give it your all.
Give it your all. That's all. These are great definition. Now let's get you've read the one on Google.
You know how they say I have the Google.
Yeah, get me Google definition. All these definitions are phenomenal.
So I have dedication, I have exclusive time, I have more time, and I have give it your all.
Okay,
and
read the 1 and 2 statement. Phrase they give for commitment.
First definition as a noun is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity.
So he said, stop right there. He said the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. That corresponds to what you said earlier, sis. The state or quality of being dedicated, which the sister mentioned, dedication, to a cause.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the second one.
Second, it's an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action.
It's an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. I believe that's what Sister Danya said. When you exclusive, can you state what she said again?
Time. Exclusive time.
Exclusive time. Okay. Now, this is a hard lesson, guys. This is a hard, very tough lesson. And it's an easy lesson too at the same time. But to understand what commitment to the Most High is, scroll on the same Google you're at. They have an arrow. Just click that arrow down. Give me some of the vocabularies they have, the synonyms for commitment.
Guaranteed. A need. Charge.
Wait, write this one down. Pledge. Write this word down. Pledge. I think there's more.
There's a lot more, trust me.
Yes.
Like a vow, for example.
Vow.
A duty, devotion, liability.
I want you to read this one instead, because I'm looking for keywords in there specifically.
So, commitment the state of quality of being dedicated to a cause,
Mm-hmm.
activity.
Give me the definition, the synonyms.
Some of the synonyms of the word commitment is dedication,
Mm-hmm.
devotion,
Mm-hmm.
allegiance,
Mm-hmm.
loyalty, faithfulness,
Mhm.
fidelity, bond,
Mhm.
adherence,
Okay.
and attentiveness.
Attentiveness. So let's stop right there. To be committed to the Most High, there are two things that you must have to show your commitment to the Most High. This is all definitions of commitment. But the first one, the one word I want to get in there is loyalty. Anybody knows the definition of loyalty? You guys gonna engage with me today. It's not gonna be only me doing the lesson. All of us doing it. Anyone knows the word loyalty? What does it mean to be loyal? To loyal to someone. What does it mean to be loyal to someone? You can give your life for that person. I like that one. Anybody else? Anybody else? Stitania. What does it mean to be loyal to someone? To stand by them.
Yes.
Okay.
Support.
Stand by them. Sis? Yeah. What does it mean to be loyal to someone? We're gonna get to that, but I want a concrete definitions of what loyalty meant. But you said good things. You're on the right path. Okay. Don't think the answer you give it's wrong.
I got one.
Go ahead.
To be a fan of someone. Loyalty, like people, when someone say, I'm a fan of this rapper or singer, for some reason they just like whatever the person do, even if it's nonsense. So that's what loyalty is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's loyalty. Another word, loyalty is to completely give yourself away to that person or to that cause. Another word. So, do we feel that we committed? We loyal to the Most High? You said you're loyal to Him. Okay.
That's good.
We got write her name down and put loyalty behind it. At the end of the class, I think you're gonna change your mind. For you to be loyal to the Most High, first thing you gotta say to yourself, I pledge allegiance to serve and to give my life regardless of the outcome or burden. I pledge to be loyal, responsible, authentic, and genuine to the cause or to the Most High. That's the oath you gotta take for you to even say that you loyal to the Most High. Once again, I'm gonna say it. I pledge allegiance to serve and give my life regardless of the outcome or burden. I pledge to be loyal, responsible, authentic, and genuine to the Most High. That's if you're saying you committed to the Most High. That's if you're loyal. The definition of commitment is to be loyal. Okay, you want me to say it? That's just an oath that I wrote. I pledge allegiance to serve and to give my life regardless of the outcome or burden. I pledge to be loyal, responsible, authentic, and genuine to the Most High. Can we say that? Do you feel like you're sincere? You're authentic? Do you feel like you stand for the Most High?
Have you given your very best?
Have you given your all best for the Most High? When your family talk bad about the Mossad, do you feel like does it hurt you to see that your family talk bad about the Mossad?
You stand your ground and fight and defend the word of the Most High.
Will you give your life? Will you give your children life for the Mossad? Wait, when the test comes, your faith will decide. Don't decide right now. This is just a lesson, okay? Because your faith, your commitment really shown when you experience the act that shows you have the commitment or you're loyal to the Most High. Get that? All right, the oath is I pledge allegiance to serve and to give my life, regardless of the outcome or burden. I pledge to be loyal.
They haven't had a chance to write.
Oh.
She raised her and she's like, come on.
Oh, man. Of the outcome. Where's my phone? Do you have my phone? Yeah. Right. I pledged allegiance to serve and to give my life regardless of the outcome or burden. I pledge to be loyal, responsible, authentic, and genuine to the Most High. Is that fine? Oh, Lord. I pledge to be loyal, responsible, authentic, and genuine to the Most High. You got it, sis? Okay. All right. Okay. This lesson tonight, you gotta remember about commitment to the Most High. The first word is loyalty, and the second one is long suffering. Someone who is loyal to the Most High first establish what? Can anybody tell me someone who is loyal to the Most High? What do they first establish? You say relationship. What else? The law. Love. Give me Exodus 20, verse 3. Before you go there, give me Psalms 94, verse 16. Psalms 94, verse 16. Psalms 94, verse 16.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Mm-hmm.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Oh, they said I'm sitting far from the computer, from the camera.
What happened?
Yes, guys, please forgive us for the camera because, we had to use another camera because we was facing a little problem. So
We switch it.
we'll switch it to another one. Okay. So read that verse again, Psalm 94, verse 16.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Read.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
So the Most High says, who is committed enough to me to stand up against evildoers and to rise up against the workers of iniquity? Who is loyal enough to me to do that?
Who do I send?
Exodus 20. Exodus 20, verse 3. Exodus 20, verse 3. First, when you loyal, you first establish this, the love. Read that for me. Exodus 20, verse 3.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3. Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3.
Read.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
What you should not have?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
So the Most High says, thou shalt not have no other God before me. If you a fan of the Most High, if you loyal to the Most High, are you gonna have another God? Low, right? You won't have another God. That's the one step towards you being loyal, right? Give me Deuteronomy 6 and 4 and 5. 6 verse 4 to 5. Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4 to 5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4. Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power, is one power.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
So first the Most High says, thou shalt love the Most High, thou shalt not have no other power before me. Because the Most High said, I am, hear, O Israel, I am one power. I'm not two, I'm not three, I'm not five. I am one.
Undivided.
I am one. You cannot be loyal to the Most High and be loyal to someone else at the same time. That can never happen. Because at some point, you're going to have to show one more loyalty than you show the other one.
Matthew 6, verse 10.
I'm coming to that. I have that. It's actually 6:24. Yeah, I got that. You know? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. The Most High said, hear, or is, oh, that's the one that wasn't finished yet. Finish it for me.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Hear, O Israel, the Most High our power is one power.
It's one power. Read.
And thou shalt love the Most High thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
So the Most High says, if you committed to me, you said you are a loyal person to me, you're going to love me with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind.
Can I make a statement?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wake up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I take a shower. I eat. Sometimes I don't even eat. I eat all the way like at 11 a.m. I go to work and work. I come back at around 4, sometimes 5. Sometimes a little earlier, depending on the day. That sounds like commitment, doesn't it? But it's to the job. And yet at the end of the day, I'm trying to find maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour just to be able to read some scriptures. Does that sound like we are actually fulfilling what's written here, to love the Most High with all our heart and with all our soul and with all our might?
Let me ask this, the sister. Sis, do you feel like you're loyal to the Most High? I'm not even 2 scripture away from the verse you change your mind.
Let's start retracting our statement now. Well, she had already said, not all the way.
Sister Rebecca said, I am loyal. But trust me, man, we're not even there yet, man. We're not even there. Because to be loyal to the Most High, you see just like the example you give. You wake up at 5 a.m. to go to take a shower, go to work, right? That sounds really commitment, because you are committed to satisfy, to making sure that this job is prosper, or to
And you know what's interesting? You wake up, you start driving 95.
you get upset.
You feel it
Mm-hmm.
You get mad.
It hurts your bone.
You're like, oh my God, I want to be on time. Sometimes you might see stupid drivers.
Wow.
But hold on, wait a second. Does it hurt you when you fail to do the work of the Most High? Does it actually hurt you when things are not going right? Because you have to start feeling it. It has to hurt you just like the traffic hurt you. I mean, that's actually beyond your control. But in the work of the Most High, it's within your control to do something about it.
Right.
But it has to hurt you. I'm telling you, I'm motivated when I'm hurt.
This morning we described the definitions, not the definitions. We said we talked about this lesson last time. Love conquer all, right? To love the Most High, you got who remember that lesson? There are 4 things that I said that you must fulfill to really show the Most High you love Him. I'm sure you guys might not remember. I'm gonna say it. First, I said you need to have compassion.
Kindness.
The second, you need to have. You must be able to sacrifice yourself. Without sacrifice, there is no love. Without compassion, there is no love. And the third, I said you need to be kind. Kindness. Without kindness, there is no love. And the fourth one is charity. Because at some point, that person that you say you love gonna need your assistance, gonna need your help. Will you be able to have the charity enough to help them? Those are the 4 things that I describe about love. Okay, I taught this lesson last time. But now we're discussing, we already established the love part, right? But first, the Most High says, you got to love me with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul. Meaning everything about you got to be to Him. Period. Everything about you got to be to Him for you to be loyal to Him.
How? Okay, if I can ask something.
Go ahead.
The question is, how do you use every second, every hour of your life to do something for the Most High or for the work, or how? Like you go grocery shopping, for example. How can you, in the process of you doing that, maybe teach someone? Teach someone while you do that. How can you teach? Sometimes, at the job, there's a lot of things you can't say, but you can say something. You're gonna find someone like I usually say, my coworker. At first, he said he didn't believe in the Most High, but now he start believing. Take it slowly, incrementally. You start teaching little by little, and eventually they'll get it. But are you doing something? Because if not, then you can't. How are you gonna say you love me with all? You're like, I love you with all my heart and with all my soul and with all my might. And I'm like, can you get me some water? Nah, I ain't doing that. Clearly you don't love me, because if you love me that much, that shouldn't hurt you to get me some water. So it's the same thing.
Or
if we say we love,
you shouldn't be like, I'm not your maid.
Right? If you really love the Most High with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might, there is nothing that's out of. And if anything, you should be excited to do something. Anything. Like, what can I do for the Most High, for this work, to propagate the truth? Continue. I don't want to take your whole lesson.
All right, man. I got a lot to say here. If you spend 1 second you talking, taking a lot.
Okay, I got one verse.
Now, let's Deuteronomy 10, verse 12. You got that?
The book of Deuteronomy. You want me to
right?
read 6? I think it was 4 and 5, right?
4 and 5. Right.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
Mm-hmm. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Israel, what does the Most High thy power require of thee? But to fear the Most High thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve him, and to serve the Most High thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
You see that? What the Most High is asking from us is the commitment. The word serve here, what do you see in serve? When someone serves someone, what does that person do?
Service.
Do service. So meaning your service gotta be about the Most High. Every day you wake up, you're looking to see how you can serve Him. Because you're so loyal to Him that everything about you is for Him. When I said everything about you, even your life, even if you have to give your life for Him, that's what loyalty is about.
It says what? To fear.
It says to fear the Most High, to love the Most High with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind.
To walk.
To walk in all His ways. Meaning that if you loyal to the Most High, you committed to the Most High, you will walk in all His ways. And His ways are the commandments, the laws, which He gave unto us that we must follow. Now, let me ask that again. Do we feel like we're loyal to the Most High? No? Nah. All right. The second thing about loyalty is faith. Give me Hebrews chapter 1 verse 1, 11 verse 1. Once you establish the love for that person, it will lead you to faith. Give me Hebrews 11 verse 1.
The book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1.
Read.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
So he said faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you love the Most High so much, you're loyal to Him so much, you don't have to see Him to do whatever it takes to even offer your life for Him. Because you know, I am loyal. The pledge that I gave you this morning, earlier. I pledge allegiance to serve and to give my life regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome, you would give your life for the Most High. You will be committed in all aspects of the way. Okay? The next one, give me Hebrews. The same chapter, Hebrews 11, verse 6. Verse 6.
The book of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6.
Read.
The book of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him.
Without what?
But without faith, it is impossible to please Him.
The Most High. Meaning that you cannot be loyal to Him if you don't have faith in Him. Because how are you going to have the strength to continue to serve Him, to be loyal to Him if you don't believe in Him? Right? The act of love, the act of faith, it shows your loyalty. That's what will prove that you're loyal to the Most High. Another word will prove that you're committed to Him.
And just to kind of add that, without faith, you really cannot persist. You cannot continue.
No strength.
And faith really gives you that ability to consistently make moves, to continually make progress, to do your very best at all times, even if all the odds are against you.
Right.
Go ahead. That's very
I'm
good.
gonna show you. Don't worry. You're gonna answer the own question yourself. The next thing is trust.
Verse 6.
Oh, you finished that?
Yeah.
Finish.
But without faith,
Mm-hmm.
it is impossible to please Him.
Mm-hmm.
For he that come to the Most High must believe that He is. Must believe that He is.
Mm-hmm.
And that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him.
So if you come to the Most High, if you said, I want to be loyal to you, Father, I want to love you, I want to have faith because I have faith in you, and because I have faith in you and I trust you to depend on you. That's answer your question? Am I getting somewhere? Okay.
Continue.
Now, almost. Are you going to answer your question? Read that again.
It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that come to the Most High must believe that He is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
So without faith, you cannot, in believing in the Most High, you cannot serve him. You cannot please him. In other words, you're not loyal to him if you don't have faith. Because love, faith fall under loyalty. Love, faith prove your loyalty. Okay? Love, faith proves your loyalty. And that's why the Most High said, trust in no man. What he's really saying, don't be loyal to no man, because men will betray you. At any given moment, whenever they find it, they will betray you. In a quick, in a second. But the only person who will never betray you is the Most High. That's why he said, love him. Be loyal to him. You got to be committed to him. Throughout the scripture, it says, serve me with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your mind. The only thing he's saying is, to sum it up, is you have to be committed to him. You have to be loyal. The commitment comes with you being loyal to him. Right? Now, the next thing is that comes with loyalty is trust. You cannot say you're loyal to someone if you don't trust the person. Will you? Will you be loyal to someone you don't trust? Doesn't work, no? I do too. Is it food? Oh. But anyway, now Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5.
1 second.
Are you with me? Proverbs 3 and 5.
She asked a very good question. How can your faith be increased? Is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm. We get into there. We get into this.
I was gonna make it short as of
we getting there, and you're gonna see exactly. That's gonna answer your question. I don't have to say anything. Okay. Because if you don't have those characteristics in you, you cannot say. Even someone who would claim they love you or loyal to you, that's just fake news. Okay? But this is it. To be loyal to someone, you need those. First, love. And to have faith. Faith comes with trust. You cannot have faith, you cannot be loyal to someone if you don't trust that person. Read Proverbs 3, verse 5.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5.
Read.
Trust in the Most High with all thine heart.
What?
Trust in the Most High with all thine heart. And lean not unto your own understanding.
So the Most High said, trust in him with all your heart. And lean not unto your own understanding. What he's really saying to you is, depend on him. You can rely on him because he got you. Do you understand where I'm coming from? That's the level of the faith. Because once you have faith, you believe, you trust in him, that no matter what circumstances of life, no matter aspects of life that comes, he got me. When a Christian say I have faith in God, they don't have faith in God. Because as soon as something goes wrong, so either they go to voodoo or they try to resolve it on their own hand. But the Most High says, if you said you loyal to me, you gotta let me in charge. First, love. Second, faith. You gotta have faith in you. You gotta believe in me for you to believe that I'm gonna take care of you, right? The trust. That's where the trust comes after the faith. Now, the next thing is, to really answer your question, dependability. Give me Job, chapter 1 to 12. Job chapter 1 to 12. If I want to rephrase your question against this, because I want to make sure you get it before you leave here, you really understand exactly what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Can I answer? Can I answer that question if you don't mind?
Mm-hmm. 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 Right.
Let me answer that question. You cannot believe in someone you don't respect. And the fear of the Most High is the beginning of it all.
Mm-hmm.
You see, 90% of the time, people do whatever they want is because they're not afraid of the Most High. They don't. It's not fear like fearing, but it's because they don't respect the Most High enough.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the, and let me read that first, so I don't give a lot of my wisdom here.
Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the Spirit of the Most High shall rest upon him. The Spirit of wisdom, understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge, and the Spirit of the fear of the Lord. Believe it or not, the last one you see is always the beginning for you to have faith. You can't believe in the Most High if you don't fear the Most High. So the first thing is you're gonna for an answer. You're looking for, and then the Most High will put His fear onto you. The moment you start fearing the Most High, then you're ready to have. You are actually on stage one. Next, you're gonna start having faith in the Most High. Even if He tells you something you don't know or understand, you're willing to do it. Because first, you respect Him, then you have faith in Him. Because once you have faith in Him, you can obey. You will never obey the Most High if you don't have faith in Him. And you cannot have faith in Him if you don't respect Him, meaning if you don't fear Him. I don't know if I'm getting there, sister. So what prelude faith, what comes before faith, is respect. It's what they call fear. Fearing the Most High or respecting the Most High is what comes before faith. Okay? Are you still with me? So people, oftentimes you're gonna find that people that fall off the truth, the first thing first is they stop respecting the Most High. They stop fearing the Most High. They'll be like, I think I can do whatever I want. You know what? They lose. They're gonna lose wisdom. They're gonna lose knowledge. They're gonna lose understanding. It all go downhill. Go ahead.
Give me Psalm 111, verse 10.
Sure. Go ahead. An interesting thing is remember we were made in the image of the Most High. So just like we can get angry, the Most High get angry too. Okay, we are an extension of His wisdom. We are an extension of Him, because guess what? He said He wanted to create man in His own image. So going back to what we were saying, first of all, let me read your verse. I don't want to go too much. What's your verse?
God though.
Psalms what?
Psalm 110, Psalm 111, verse 10.
Psalm 111, verse 10. Okay. The book of Psalm, chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom.
So the fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom.
And continue to read. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. First of all, you was talking about the fear and how does someone, if I'm understanding, they develop that faith in the Most High. Am I wrong? Okay. So first, we established that the person must fear. And that fear comes with you keeping the commandments. Because you cannot have faith if you don't know who the Most High is. Faith that person having the Most High, the Spirit. Because faith comes with you fearing the Most High. And that fear comes with you keeping the commandments. If you don't keep the commandments, you don't fear the Most High. And if you don't fear the Most High, you cannot have faith. Because faith comes with keeping the commandments of the Most High. Okay? Period. I don't know if does that answer your question? Do you feel like you need more? I can give you more. Mm. Because it's just a misunderstanding. It's just a misunderstanding that people think they do has it, but they don't. Because honestly speaking, there's like the scripture says, it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. To get wisdom, you gotta be placed and you gotta experience wisdom. What do I mean by that? For the Most High to give you wisdom, there's something deep here. Right. No, the experience will comes by you keeping the laws, and the Most High will put you in a situation to develop your wisdom or your understanding or your faith in Him. Think about it, Solomon, right? Give me First King. I think First King, I believe 3. What's the First King? Yes, 1 King 3, verse 16. 1 King 3, verse 16.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 3, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
1 Kings, chapter 3, verse 16. Then came there 2 women
Mm-hmm.
that were harlots into the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered up a child with her in the house.
Mm-hmm.
What you were looking for?
Yeah.
And it came to pass the 3rd day after that I was delivered, and that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house. And this woman's child died in the night, because she overlaid it. And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me.
So 2 women, they both had a child, right? One came to the king and says, here's the baby died, and woke up at midnight and tried to change the baby.
She already stole the baby.
She stole the baby
The
that
other
was
baby.
alive for the other woman, and come to the king that this is hers, right? Read on.
And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me, while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom,
Mm-hmm.
and laid her dead child in my bosom. So she swapped the kids.
She
the
swapped the
babies.
kids. They still do that still today. Right. Read on.
Right? And that's very crooked. She took the dead baby
Mm-hmm.
and put the dead baby next to the other mom, and she took the one that's alive.
She took the ones that's alive. Read.
Really, really bad. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, I was dead. It was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son which I did bear.
So they come to the king and explaining all that whole story. So the king just sit down and listen. Read.
Right. She said, when I look at the baby, that's not my baby.
Read.
Right? And the other woman said, nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son.
So at this point, if you were in that situation, you wouldn't know what to do, because you can't make a decision right there, because you know both of them telling you the same thing. But as a judge, right? But let's see.
About 2,800 years ago, there was no DNA.
There's no DNA test to test which one is the baby for.
Whose baby is this?
Whose baby is this?
But someone is lying.
And someone is lying. Someone is lying. How do I determine as a king which one is not lying?
Pay attention to that, guys.
Read on.
And the other woman said, nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son.
So they both saying the same thing. Read on.
And these said, no, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son.
Blah, 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 blah,
Thus
blah,
they
blah.
spake before the king.
Read.
And the king said, then said the king, the one say, this is my son that live, and thy son is the dead. And the other say, nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, bring me a sword.
Pay attention to that part. This is the part that I want you to get to.
So
To understand the question that you just asked us. Read.
So the king about to solve the problem. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, divide the living child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other one. Then spake the woman whose living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my Lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other say, let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided.
So in this case, this is where the king wisdom shown. So in other words, your wisdom will shown when the when trouble times come to you and a case come to you. In other words,
it's perfectly connected with the lesson you had this morning with love also. Because the mom, she say, it's okay. You can give her, don't kill the baby.
Yeah.
Don't kill it, you can give her the baby. Because she's the mom, she doesn't want her baby to die. Right? So that not only is it connected to the lesson you had earlier about love, but it shows also the level of wisdom the Most High impart into the king.
But the only way the king can do that is if he knows the Most High. Because the law says what? That's all, love thy neighbor as thyself.
Also is the beginning of wisdom.
And I'm loving the scriptures. Oh, man.
That's 1 King
3, verse 16 to 28.
3, verse 16 to 28.
And read the following verse.
Verse 26. Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my Lord.
The actual woman that the son belonged to, read.
Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided.
So, someone that says they have faith in the Most High wouldn't of their neighbor wouldn't kill that baby. Someone who is loyal to the Most High would understand that this baby, the Most High is the one that made this baby cannot be killed. Right? Read.
And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king.
Because what?
Because wisdom was imparted into the king.
That's what I said earlier. Someone to have wisdom, your wisdom would only be shown through experience.
It's funny.
The experience comes with you dealing with situation where you show people that this is it. Someone who just said they have wisdom, yeah, you have wisdom, but you're not experienced things to show your wisdom yet. Your wisdom only shown when you experience a case where you solve the case and your wisdom now is shown. That's what it is. The ability to discern between the good and the bad. That's what wisdom is.
You know how they say people that tend to work harder usually have quote unquote good luck. People that search more, that look for knowledge, those people usually in when I mean for knowledge, meaning those people seeking to do righteousness. Those people you see every single day, they're trying to do righteousness. The Most High typically will give them the fear that they need. And guess what? With that fear they need, they will have faith. And with faith, they will have obedience. They can obey. If you don't want to keep the Most High's commandments, you don't respect him. I ain't going to lie to you, you don't love the Most High.
Listen.
Because,
Go ahead.
sorry, because you cannot say you have faith in the Most High and you refuse to do what he tells you to do.
In other words,
And
respect.
Right,
I just
respect.
said respect.
That's it. Respect is the same thing as fear. It's not like the Most High is pointing a gun at you. That fear that the Most High is talking about means respect. If you respect your mom, if you respect your dad, you will do you will do what they tell you to do.
In other words, to be obedient.
As simple as that.
So that's why the Most High says Israel is a stiff-necked people, stubborn people, because we fail to obey the Most High. What the Most High, in other words, we can replace the word fear by obedience, because to be obedient shows your loyalty, show that you are about this person. If the Most High said don't move right, you don't move right. It says don't move left, you don't move left. Because at the end of the tunnel, the Most High know exactly what's at the end. But you don't know. But because of your disobedience, of disloyalty, then you fail. And then at the end of the tunnel, you ended up paying for the consequences because you did not listen. For someone to say they have faith or they are loyal to the Most High, you must have these characteristics. First is the love. Second, the faith. Third, the trust. The last one I want to talk about is dependability. Dependable. That's just
Don't sing.
huh?
Don't sing.
Don't sing. Should I keep my day job? Loyal to the Most High. We committed to the Most High. In the eyes of the Most High is that you love him, you have faith in him, that you trust him, and you depend on him, that he cannot fail you.
But can he depend on you?
Listen to me clearly. And you said you loyal to the Most High. You telling me that you accomplish those. You have those within yourself. That you love him, you have faith in him, you trust him, and you depend on him. And the Most High can depend on you. Give me Job. That's my favorite. Job 1, verse 1 to 12. Guys, today we're going to finish a little late because I need to bring this message out because we need it. At this
Of Job chapter 1 verse 1.
read.
There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job.
Read.
And the man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil.
For the Most High to say that you are perfect and you eschew evil, you're perfect in his eyes, you got to be a fan. You got to be committed. You got to be loyal to him.
Wait a minute. Why was he perfect again?
Why was he perfect?
Let me read it again. If anyone is paying attention, you're going to be able to tell me why Job was considered perfect. Pay attention. I'm going to read it again. Okay. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil.
This is what we spoke about earlier, fear.
So what did I say? The first thing is fear. Fear leads to faith, and faith leads to obedience. So if you don't respect me, why would you listen to me?
You won't listen.
So the fact that you're not listening to the Most High means you don't care about him, means you don't respect the Most High,
you don't
means
respect,
you don't love the Most
you
High.
don't trust him.
And as Hebrews, we can't walk around and be hypocrites, right? We can't walk around, pretending to love the Most High, pretending to respect the Most High, but we're not keeping the law. And this is the same thing when you go to the churches. What do? They pretend to love the Most High. They talk about love all day. In fact, they are so great at motivating you. But guess what? They're not keeping a single law, which shows you what? They don't fear the Most High.
I can read the verse because we
So
got a
let's
lot
go back.
to cover.
Psalms, Job 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect in up.
Remember, he was perfect, he feared the Most High, and he eschewed evil. What does that mean? Do you know, anybody knows?
Eschew evil.
Eschew evil? Eschew evil. What does that mean?
To stay away, to hate, to not
to
like.
hate evil, to not, it doesn't give heed unto evil. Okay? Read.
And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters.
Remember, there were born unto him 7 sons, 3 daughters.
Nowadays,
this man was rich.
We have 2 ready to go crazy. But my brother had 7 sons.
Got 7 sons and 3 daughters. Read.
His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she donkeys and a very great household. That this man was the greatest of all the men of the east.
So this man was one of the greatest. Job was one of the greatest men, one of the richest men on the east side. When you talk about the east side, he was one of the the richest one.
The Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk of the east side.
Read. Right?
But was he crooked like those guys? Nope. He was upright.
Read.
Verse 3. Verse 3. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, everyone his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them.
Read.
And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them. That Job sent and sanctified them, and rose early in the morning and offered burnt offering according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the Most High in their hearts. Thus did Job continually.
So Job was so loyal to the Most High. He make offering? He make offering to the Most High just in case his sons has cursed the Most High. That that's the loyalty he has. That's the level of loyalty he had for the Most High.
Just in case they sin.
Just in case, hypothetically speaking, just in against the Most High, to not grieve my power, right? To not cause him to anger. Let me make an offering to ask him for forgiveness for my children. Wow. Was that verse 12?
So I like that. Job was proactive. He start making offerings. He start giving presenting offerings to the Most High, just in case his sons might have sinned or they might have cursed the Most High in their heart. Not even verbally, in their heart. Meaning, if they were thinking of doing something crooked, let me go ahead and start making the Most High happy to forgive them proactively.
Read verse 7. Verse 6.
That shows you he really loved the Most
Read
High,
verse
right?
6.
Verse 6.
Yeah, because the time is at hand. I know. Verse 6.
Now there was a time, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Most High, and Satan came also among them. And the Most High say unto Satan, when comest thou? Then Satan answered the Most High, and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Most High said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? Did you see my servant Job? That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that fear the Most High and eschewed evil.
What do you see? What do you see here? What do you see here? What is the last word? What have we covered so far? Continue.
Then
having meetings with all the angels, and he said, the Most High asked Satan, "Have you seen my servant Job, the one that's perfect, the one that eschew evil, that don't sit on the seat of the ungodly? Have you seen him?" Satan said, "Yes, I've seen him." Read.
Let me read it again. It says, "Then Satan answered the Most High and said, Does Job fear the Most High for not?" In other words, do you think he respect you because you ain't give him nothing?
Right.
You give him all this money and all that wealth.
So remember, Job was the richest man on the east side. So Satan said, "Does he really fear you?" You know Satan how he is.
Does he fear you for
He said,
nothing?
"Does he really fear you for nothing? Is it because you gave him all those riches? That's why he fear you?" Let's read.
And by the way, the Most High don't want those fear. If you really fear the Most High because of money or because he gave you something, don't fear him.
Don't fear him.
Respect him. In fact, that's not even fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Read.
So he says, "And Satan answered the Most High and said, Does Job fear the Most High for nothing? Has not thou made an hedge around him and about his house and about all that he has on every side?"
So Satan says, "Don't you protect him? You protect him. You put an edge around him, secure him on all his side. That's why does he really fear you?" Read.
"Thou hast blessed the work of his hands,
Pay attention to
and his substance is increased in the land.
Pay attention to Satan's trickery.
But put forth thine hand now,
Uh-huh.
and touch all that he has, and he will curse thee to thy face."
So Satan said, the only way to test if he really fears you, put forth your hand onto him to show that to see if he really fears you for real. When you take everything that he had. And we see in the story, the Most High killed all his sons, all his children. Remember, Job had 7 sons. 7 sons and 3 daughters. And Satan killed all of them. Right? So the Most High said, "Put forth thy hand." I think give me a moment. I want the story. Give me the story. It's too beautiful. Read. What verse were you in? Was it verse 11? Verse 12 now.
"But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he has, and he will curse thee to thy face."
So Satan says, if you take everything that he has, then he's gonna curse you. Listen to what the Most High says. What is the last word that I said that you must have if you're loyal? Dependability. Read. Verse 12.
How long? I'm so sorry. How long do you think your children will love you when you start taking away their video games, their iPhones, their tablets? They'll be like, "I hate you." I mean, I know our kids will not say that because black children don't say things like that. But specifically, them little Edomites will. See, so our children start becoming spoiled. So specifically the middle white kids, they're gonna start destroying the whole house because you start taking things away from them. You see that? The Most High say, Satan say, you know what Satan say? Satan say, stop taking things away from him and watch him curse you to your face.
This is a father and a son. This is how the Most High says. The Most High is showing us who truly has loyalty to him, who is truly devoted and committed to him. Read that.
Verse 12. "And the Most High say unto Satan, Behold, all that he has is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Most High." Verse 13. "And there was a day."
No. Stop right there. No, we're not going to continue further. So the Most High says, put forth your hands. So you can touch everything he has, but don't put your hands on him. Right? Now give me chapter 2 and verse 9. Chapter 2 and verse 9.
Would they still be low? Losing it. Chapter 2, what verse?
2 verse 9.
The book of Job, chapter 2, verse 2. "Dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse the Most High and die."
So to all those things Job was going through, now his wife, even his wife turned against him. His wife said, to all those things that you, look at you. Why don't you curse your God and die?
You know it's tough when your wife goes against you too, man.
When you have your own backbone coming to you and telling you that you got to curse your God and to die, how do you feel about that? You feel betrayed, right? But let's see the answer of Job. Read. Give me the
We
scripture.
really have to learn to be resilient.
Yeah, listen, man.
Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Meaning you should have been lost it.
Integrity? Do you still have integrity? Do you still trust this man? Do you still love this man? Do you still have faith in him?
Do you even respect him?
Do you still depend on him? That he's gonna taking care of you despite what he's done to you right now? Why don't you curse him and die?
He says, curse the Most High and die.
Read.
Verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speak.
Job said, you one of the foolish.
And literally has what? he has a what?
What? What are you saying?
Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips.
Guess what? What do you see from there? The Most High did. When you establish that loyalty, the Most High can depend on you. That through no matter what. The Most High, if you read further, Satan came to the Most High a second time and says, listen, if you put your foot on him, if I put my hands on him, he's going to curse you. That's the second time after he first tried kill all his sons, all his daughters, take everything Job had. But he said, put your hand on him to see if he's not going to curse you. That's what, and you see, Job went through all those things. Even his wife turned against him, and he said, listen, should we be, read verse 12. I don't want to say anything.
Verse 12.
Read.
Not verse 12. Verse 10.
No, verse 12. Verse 12.
Verse 12.
Oh, verse 10. Salakia. Sorry.
But he
Okay.
But he said unto her,
Uh-huh.
thou speak as one of the foolish women speak.
Uh-huh.
What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we not receive evil?
So, as a person who's serving the Most High, do you loyal to the Most High only when things are good? Or will you still be loyal to him when things are going bad for you? That's the level that we need to get. Let me ask you a question again. Do you feel like you're loyal to the Most High? I want to hear answer. Come on. I'm talking to the class now. Do we feel like we're loyal to the Most High? I don't want to hear the temptation. I'm saying, do we feel we're loyal? Uh-huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Even in loyalty, one of the first things you have in loyalty is the benefit of the doubt. And what I mean by that is, if you really love the Most High, you need to give the Most High the benefit of the doubt. Which means when you start losing things, don't doubt him. So this is how you're gonna be able to go through temptation and survive and make it, because you give the Most High the benefit of the doubt. And it goes for all of us. When you see brothers, when you see your sisters, give him the benefit of the doubt. Just because somebody told you your sister did this or your sister said this, do not be the first one to quickly believe them and start talking behind people's back. Just because they say Brother Napash did this, ask him. I'm here, ask me. The same way, if you give me the benefit of the doubt, that shows me some level of loyalty. It may not be 100%, but at least I know. I'm like, I know this brother wouldn't say none about, because this brother is loyal to me, because he always gives me the benefit of the doubt. So it goes back to, therefore, if you give the Most High the benefit of the doubt, when things are happening, you're not gonna curse him. When temptation comes, you're gonna be like, I trust him. He has a better plan. There is a better outcome. So really, even if the temptation doesn't come yet, start giving the Most High the benefit of the doubt. You can be losing everything at this very moment in time, but do not doubt the Most High. Do not give up. Don't start losing faith. Know for sure he's got something better. There's a better outcome.
All right. So this is great. But what I want to say is that on this verse, we learn that for you to, if you're loyal to the Most High, to reach that level of loyalty, for the Most High to depend on you, I said it again. The Most High depended on Job. You know how he depended on Job? Because he knew that Job wouldn't fail, despite the fact that even if he take everything he had, it make him sick to the highest degree, Job will still respect him and be loyal to him. And and you won't see that the Most High say that to anyone in the Bible besides Job like that. And I think he called Abraham his friend. But that a lot of people in the scripture you will see the Most High call, like really show that those people are really loyal to him as much. You understand? So this is the level that we all need to strive to get. Because if you say you're really committed to the Most High, you got to be 100%. It cannot be 99.9%. That's fake news. Cannot be like that. It has to be 100% commitment. And I know there's a lot of temptation, circumstances that will come in your way. But at the end of the day, my question to you, are you striving? Are you working toward establishing that loyalty to him? That's the question. Not me going to answer it, but you're going to have to answer it yourself. Heck, man, you got a lot to say.
One last statement. It's important. This is very important.
Go ahead.
And it's a message for all of us. A lot of us, we're doing good, we're happy, we're healthy, and we don't feel like we need the Most High. But trust me if I tell you, when one day you'll go to the emergency room, you'll see how people be screaming in pain. You will know what pain is really like. And this is when you're going to be looking for the Most High. You ain't going to find him. Okay? Don't wait to love the Most High. Don't wait to be loyal to the Most High when things is bad. Okay? Do it while you can. Because maybe when troubles come, he'll stand next to you. He'll help you out. And he'll create a path for you to get out. Because somewhere, someone is doing like horrible. For example, I was in the hospital for a few days, and I had this Esau in the next room. This guy was not doing good at all. Every time I hear the man scream, I feel it. I was like, oh, man. Like, he was really, really in a bad shape. I don't know what was wrong with him, but the man couldn't even sleep. He was like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I was like, this man is in hell. So don't wait till you get to that phase to start looking for the Most High, okay? I'm pretty sure this man been eating pork and crabs all his life. So don't wait till you start suffering in the bed to be like, man, I shouldn't eat pork. I shouldn't eat crab. Just listen to what the Most High tell you, okay? Follow his commandments. Trust in him. Give him the benefit of the doubt. You have to do that. That's important.
Even for the kids. Listen, I'm talking to you guys now. You guys are growing. You guys are young. You haven't experienced certain things in life. But guess what? If there is one person after the Most High you got to be loyal to, is your parent. Because guess what? Anything you need, you go to where? To them. Certain things you can't see, they see it for you. They have experience. And they have the wisdom to determine, to discern, the fact that I've experienced this, I wouldn't want my kids to go through the same thing. So henceforth, if I tell you not to go to their places because I love you, because I want best for you.
You know something you don't.
I know something that you don't know. Listen, one second. Stop saying I know everything. No, you don't know nothing. Because if you knew, you wouldn't make any mistakes. You understand? So, speaking of the lesson, start from young. You're not too young to serve the Most High. You're not too young to be loyal to the Most High. You're not too young to respect the Most High. The respect starting from now. If you respect the Most High, when you come to congregation, you won't do disrespectful things to the Most High. Okay? You wanted to say something, brother?
All right, like for the kids, youngs, and teenagers. People, I always refer them, yeah, my dad, because change telling you don't go to the same place. Went to that, I know it why killing they make a mistake. Yeah, I've been to that, I'm learning. No. Amashiach already died for. This is for the kids, learn.
Right. Still young too, and you're still growing. There's certain things you haven't experienced, and you don't have to experience it, because look at this word, this instruction we're reading right now. This is what our forefathers went through. Job, he went through that experience. Do you want to go to the same thing that Job went through to prove the Most High, or to show the Most High that you're truly loyal to him? You don't have to, because Job already paved the way for you. Despite all the things he went through, he still didn't deny the Most High. He said, listen, should I be happy with or should I love the Most High, or should I trust the Most High? Should I have faith in him only when things are going good? But when things are not going good, that I don't recognize who the Most High is anymore? That's not the life we want.
About 3,260 something years ago, we were in slavery in Egypt. And guess what? We are right back again in the land that's not ours. We're paying taxes to people that's not our king. We're paying taxes to Joe Biden, a white man. All of that because we did not listen. All of that because we refused to fear the Most High. All of that because we did not keep the commandments. We are back to square one
because we
would not obey.
We wanted to experience the same thing that our forefathers went through.
So when our forefathers, when they got out of Egypt, they gave us instructions. If our forefathers had followed those instructions, we wouldn't be here. At one point, during the time of Solomon, we had gold and silver and wealth. So much so nations would come. When they see one of our servants, they think our servant was the king because they look so good, so sharp. Real story in the Bible. Our servants look like the king, and the queen of Sheba say, I don't even want to see the king, because if the servants look like king, what does the king look like? So we had it good. But look at our situation right now, right? Our people doing drugs, they're getting shot by the police. We are at the lowest. They cannot even afford food. They cannot eat. Insurance is $400 to pay for life insurance. They barely have Medicaid. Medicaid actually give you how many? They give you some days you can go to the hospital. Certain time they can't cover you anymore. We are doing bad and bad and bad as a people. Listen to what Minister Yokana say. We cannot keep learning by experience. We need to go back and read the books and the path that our forefathers laid down for us so we can follow them so we can do good.
Right. The last things we're going to call, the last part when it comes to being committed to the Most High is the long suffering. Give me James 1 verse 3.
The book of James chapter 1 verse 3.
Read.
Knowing this, that the trying of your faith work patience.
The trying of your faith work what?
Work patience.
Right. Patience comes from long suffering. If you have long suffering, then you're going to have what? Patient.
Continue.
And through patience, you're going to what? Read verse 4.
But let patience have her perfect work,
Mm-hmm.
that ye may be perfect and entice, wanting nothing.
So that if you have the patience, you're going to reach the level of perfection. Whereas the Most High can depend on you. The Most High can say, listen, no matter what, I know my son, I know my daughter will still be loyal to me, will not deny me when things are going wrong.
Gone.
I can put him or I can put her to whatever test. No matter what, she will not deny me or he will not deny me.
That's right.
This is the level that we need to reach as a people. Right now, we don't loyal to nobody. When the Most High bless us, we happy. When things are going bad, we no longer know that there is a power existing in
We curse him to his face.
We curse him to his face. God, why you let this happen to me? Why am I sick? Who told you to eat pork? Who told you to eat crabs and lobsters? Who told you to do this or to do that wrongful things? But it's your sin that put you where you're at right now. If you were loyal to the Most High, you would not commit a sin. Because you know why? Someone who is loyal to the Most High, who is the Most High's fan, do whatever it takes to please him. You are not looking forward to do something that's going to aggravate the Most High, that's going to cause him to anger. You will always try to find ways to please him. Give me Romans chapter 5 and verse 4. Hmm?
The book of Romans chapter 5 verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Romans chapter 5 verse 4.
Read.
And patience experience hope.
So
Verse 5 says like in hope make not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is she abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit which is given unto us.
So in that long suffering you have give you that patience. And that patience give you what? Hope. That hope of what? That no matter what I go through, no matter how much I suffered, that the Most High got me. 100%. Not 99.9% fake news. 100%. The Most High got me. This comes with long suffering. And this is what shows you that you are committed to the Most High. When you gone to that experience, when the Most High puts you to the test, and you able to overcome that temptation. Henceforth, the Most High can say, this is my son. This is my daughter. Because you don't love me, you don't trust me, you don't have faith in me. You truly trust or you loyal to me. Is this world, that this system where they said everything in mouth? The Most High work through action. Nothing in mouth. You can say you love him all day. You can say you trust him all day. You can say you're loyal to him all day. But until you show that, you prove that, there is no love, there is no loyal, no commitment to him. He don't take that as commitment. He don't take that as loyal to him. Because you haven't proved it yet. Okay? Give me Luke 21. No, I'm going to do Daniel 18. Yeah. Read.
The book of Luke.
Never can teach my lesson, right? Read. Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 21.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to cut it short. Luke 21, verse 19.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 19. Luke 21, verse 19. And the chief priests and the scribes, the same hour, sought to lay hands on him, and they feared the people. The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 19.
Read on.
In your patience possess ye your souls.
In your patience possess he your souls. And your patience, this is how you're going to own your souls. When you have patience. Because to patience, that's what shows your loyalty. And when you gone through, when the Most High puts you through some tests and you're able to overcome that, then you show the Most High you have patience. Hence, the Most High going to give you what you deserve. Hallelujah. Okay? Whatever that is. But in your patience, possess ye your souls. Okay? Now, the last thing. Give me Sirach chapter 2, verse 1 to 11. I'm going to have to skip certain things because time is already too late now.
Sirach 2:11.
Sirach 2, verse 1 to 11.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. Or the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So the Most High says, if you say you're loyal to him, you said you committed to him, if you come in to serve him, prepare your soul for temptation. What does that mean? You will be tested. Read.
Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
So the Most High give you the advice on how to be loyal. If you want the answer on how you can be loyal, how you can be committed to the Most High, here's the answer. It says, if you come to him, prepare your soul for temptation. And the second thing is, it says, set your heart aright, meaning make sure that your heart is right. Make sure that your heart, you don't hold your brothers in your heart. Make sure your heart is clean. Read.
It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
And endurance. So what do you see in endurance? The ability to endure whatever trials and obstacles that comes in your way. You still persistently striving towards your goal. You consistently being loyal to the Most High or being committed no matter what you go through. Read on.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
It says don't make haste. Don't be too quick to quit. When things start coming your ways, when problems come into your life, and you be like, man, I can't go through that because God forsake me. So, the Most High not looking for someone like you. He's looking for someone who has the heart. Who has the heart to endure. Who has the heart to be persistent in what they say they will do. Read on.
Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased in thy life's end.
So the Most High said, cleave unto him. Cleave unto, how do you cleave unto him? Is every day you wake up, look for ways to get closer to him. You look for ways, and how can I get closer to the Most High? Because you know the comfort you're looking for, the peace you're looking for, the joy you're looking for. He's the only one that can provide it to you. But if you feel like you're not joyful, you don't feel like your life, that happiness you would want to have in your life, you don't have it, is because, listen, why should he invest in you if you're not willing to sacrifice for him?
Look at verse 8. Verse 8 says, ye that fear the Most High, Same thing. Ye that's loyal to the Most High, ye that commit to the Most High, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
So what does that mean? If you commit to him, you fear the Most High, then you will believe that your happiness depends on him. You would believe that your success depend on him. You will depend on the Most High. Read on.
It says, verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Just like Job. When things come upon you, if you used to be right there, now you're right there, then you got to be patient. Because there is a route the Most High may be taking you to a mountain. The only route for him to take is to take the lower level. The only route for you to take is for him to take you to the lower level, so that way he could make you walk the path to get you up there. But if you're too quick, you impatient, right? You ready to go to the next step when you're not even ready to get there yet. Then all of a sudden you fail because of lack of your patience. You don't have no patience. You don't have the long suffering. You're not loyal because you don't trust that the Most High got you no matter what. Read on.
Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
When you're looking at the golds out there, gold chain, they work, those gold are worked.
They look nice, they're shiny.
They look nice, they're shiny. No, they didn't look shiny like that. That's after they gone through the fire. Fire! They gone through the fire, and then now you can see the purity. You can see the beauty of that gold. Because after you experience the furnace first, you have to go through that fire. Because you cannot be shine if you don't go through the fire. The fire is what's gonna illuminate you. Did I put that right? That's what's gonna make you shine for everybody to see that you are the daughters of the Most High, that you are the sons of the Most High. When you gone through the fire, and now you become an example that people can look at to you and says, then this man, this woman, is a person who fear the Most High, who really loyal to the Most High, just like Job. Now I can follow him. Amashiach was loyal to the Most High. We can follow Amashiach because Amashiach, no matter what he gone through, he was still able to be loyal to him and say, Father, whatever you decide, may your will be done.
That's right.
Will you be able to say that when things come in your way, when everybody that you know left you, when people that you trust betray you, when people that you think that will do something for you, they don't do it, will you betray the Most High? When your family give up on you, will you still betray the Most High and say, listen, I can't serve this guy because my family betrayed me? When things are not good for you at any way, will you still stand firm and say, Father, may your will be done, and I will serve you. I pledge to serve you no matter the outcomes. No matter the outcomes, I will stand by you forever till I die. That's the level we want to reach. With that, brothers and sisters, on Psalm 37, verse 25, give me the last one. That's the last verse. Last verse. Last verse. Okay? Psalms 37, verse 7. 37, 25. You on 28. 137? I believe it's 137. It's 37, right? It's 37. No, I'm right. 37. 37.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 25.
That's right.
I have been young, and now I am old.
Ooh.
Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
I have been young. That's David speaking. I have been young, and I'm old. I have never been seen the Most High, someone who is loyal to the Most High, for the Most High to forsake them. I have never seen someone who is righteous, who walk in the righteous path with the Most High, that the Most High let go astray.
You can't lose.
When you're loyal to the Most High, you're committed to the Most High, you guaranteed success. You guaranteed that your life will be preserved.
When you look at that verse where it says how Jacob's name was changed to Israel,
Genesis 35:10.
The word wrestle is also the same thing to have power with. As a people, if we really pay attention to Israel's name, it also means we have power. With the heavens, we have power with men, meaning we're supposed to be in a more powerful position.
Right.
So we cannot lose if we're loyal to the Most High. Even if things are not going our way, we can't lose. Ultimately, we will succeed. But we have to retain that level of loyalty. And to get that, you need to have what? Commitment.
Every one of you, you need to say to yourself, even if I have to walk the path myself, I will do it. Because my faith is in the Most High. Even if everyone around me betray me, even if everyone around me, my family, my friends forsake me, I will stand by the Most High. Because in Him I trust. I only committed to one man, and His name is the Most High. With that, I rest my case. Shalom. All right, please stand and make the last prayer. Hallelujah.
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 Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this wonderful and the gracious lesson, the great lesson you bless your children. As I pray to you before I start this lesson, I ask that you let this word that I will speak to edify your people, and I'm happy that you let it come out like this. And I'm sure this is the way you want the message to come out. So let your praise, let all praise be unto you, O Most High. Thank you for using me to bring forth your word, because I'm a mortal man. I have sinned against you. I have done things that I shouldn't be doing, but you're always there to use me, to show me a better way, to correct me, to straighten me, putting me on the right path. And I ask you to please continue to use me to bring forth your word, so that we could gather your people to bring back unto you, Most High. I ask you to bless each and every one here who are listening, and for those who are online. Please let this word be a nutrient to their body, to their souls, to their mind. That way they can continue to remember that if there is only one power they should be loyal to, His name is you. His name is Yahweh. That's the only power that we should serve. O Most High, please continue to gather your people, because His time is our time that we are to come and worship before you, to be loyal to you, to commit it unto you, Most High, to show that you are the only power we can be loyal to. Let your name be praised. Let everything that we do, that we do it to give you honor and glory. Praise thy name. Bless the Shabbat, the rest of the Shabbat day for us. Bahasham Mashiach Yahushai, to what at the Myan. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom Israel. Shabbat Shalom Yaimu. Barak Hashem Israel. Hallelujah Hashem Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom Israel. Shabbat Shalom Yaimu. Barak Hashem Israel. Hallelujah Hashem Yahweh. Give the Most High a hand. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All praises be to the Most High. Hope you all have a wonderful rest, wonderful Shabbat. Please avoid speaking your own word, vain word. Let everything be done according to the ways of